Imperial Triumphant, we have Steve, bass player, and we have been at your concert tonight. It was great, and we have some questions for you. So first of all, this is a super group. So you all have a band, and you decide to do a new band to bring New York metal jazz style. What does it mean for you, this band?
Well, actually, the band was started by Zachary. He started the band a long time ago, and this version of the band has been together for about 10 years now. And yeah, we didn't really try to play jazz metal. That's just because we like all these different kinds of music, and that's just how the band started to sound, you know, like just naturally from our influences of music.
So, Zach, he brought you in the studio together, you start to play, and you discover your sound.
Well, almost. Actually, I joined the band, for the very first Imperial Triumphant tour.
Right.
And that's when I became part of the band. And then, so we were actually played live first. And then, eventually, we started recording, you know, and then our sound kept evolving, you know.
So this band started as a supergroup. You had a very special sound, absolutely underground as you started, right?
Pretty underground.
And you had people next to you, and at a certain point you crossed with Mr. Bungle.
I can tell you a little bit about the connection to Mr. Bungle.
Yeah.
So, well, first of all, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Bungle.
Yeah, Mac Patton is a great guy.
Yeah,
So
I mean, the whole band's amazing. I grew up with them, and I love their records, and of course, that's all cool. But it turns out that Kenny actually was working with Trey.
Oh.
So, you know, we eventually got connected with Trey as a band, too. And then, eventually, we got Trey to produce 2 of our records.
Okay, yeah.
So he produced Avilable and Spirit of Ecstasy. And we had a great time collaborating with him. It was a lot of hard work, and you know, we were very happy with the results. And you know, he's a very good friend of ours.
For me, Alphaville was an incredible album. Nothing sounded like that before. I was very blown away. Did the production had a role into discovering that type of sound, or it was just in your mind and in the mind of the band?
I think the band was already sounding like that even before we went into the studio. Because we, like I said, we kept evolving live. We started touring a lot together.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're together all the time touring, you start to get a different chemistry in the band. You know? And then we start like, you know, eating a lot of barbecue together, going to different restaurants and trying to find different things around that we have some fun and, you know, ride go-karts. And so all of that goes into the sound of the band.
Yeah, and the old New York, the barber shop, the dystopia, the modern...
Oh, very dystopia. New York is very dystopia, exactly. Yeah,
I mean, the Rockefeller Center in this Liberty dystopia, almost Gotham City.
Oh, yeah, and all those symbols, you know, that, you know, from the ancient symbols that are all over New York City from the control of the world, right? They put the images in the city, you know, so we grew up with all that, so it's in the music, you know.
And also in your appearance, because your mask, they really rebound to Lady Liberty, the Liberty Time, and, you know, this very powerful symbol, the bull.
Yeah, the bull is, the bull's like, you know, the original god, like Baal, you know, Lord Baal, like the golden calf, you know, all the way back to the Persia and ancient Sumeria.
Right.
And also, but the actual look of the mask is also about like that we thought it looked cool.
Yeah, it's, you
know, like
New Babylonian
it's just
style.
simple, like it looks cool. It looks cool on stage, and you know, it helped also, I think, the whole show grow, you know, and you know, we really love Art Deco era of architecture and design, which is, you know, like early to mid 20th century, right?
And it shines. So I mean, so all your album have very beautiful artworks. This one we chose for today, Abyssal Gods.
Yes.
Should get one.
Yes.
It's a little bit more on the metal side, but you always have this very modern architecture, kind of god. And I was also at your concert for Mother of Grid in Hotel Cecilia in Copenhagen, and there it was really shining this aspect of the Liberty time, right?
Yeah, especially in that venue too.
Absolutely, you remind it.
Yeah, because that venue also has a look, right?
Yeah, Hotel Cecil was a cabaret theater, so it has still the Liberty.
Exactly, yeah.
And
the artwork on the records too. I just will say that we were very fortunate to collaborate with a lot of great artists. Yeah.
Now, coming back to your music and your live, you really seek the interaction with the people. You chose once again a small venue and you interact a lot with people. What does it mean for you to, be there and play your music just so close to people?
Well, it means the same thing as when I eat a great steak. When I dig into a good ribeye and I taste the fat and the meat, there's a connection.
Exactly.
So, connecting with the people, that's the whole thing. The whole thing is connecting.
Yeah, it's a skin feeling. You cannot reproduce it from 100 meters away on it.
No, I mean, me personally, and I probably, most of us, are realizing that, we are all connected. All people are connected, right? No matter, even if we think we're separate or far away, but we're still connected, right, in the cosmos.
Exactly. There is a human kind of unity, especially in a concert that is people gathering to enjoy music together. It's like a ritual.
It is a ritual.
Today.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a ritual, and it's always been a ritual for humans.
Yes.
And music is also a force that we don't even know. It's like electricity. It's just a force that exists.
Something else that is very human is about the Clockwork Orange that you utilize a lot in your new era design.
Yeah.
I think it's from the movie The Clockwork Orange, not from the books. So what is the reference? Is there something that connect with your music and
well, there are so many connections to Stanley Kubrick because his work was so big.
Mm.
And his films were like art films, but except with the studio, done with the studio, right? I feel that maybe he was the only one who really fully achieved that, right?
Yeah, and the music was important for this reason.
His choice of music is always so good and so perfect for the images that he created. But also inside his movies are things that we're all still discovering, even to this day, even today, even decades later, right? So I think we're just humbled by his greatness, so.
And we're also sometimes humbled from your music. It's very complex, it's very artistic. Is there a song you feel very attached to or that have maybe a story or a personal connection for you?
Well, we played one of the songs tonight that has a very strong connection for me called Atomic Age. It was the very last song we played. And I think all three of us really do love playing that song because it was a song that we wrote all together.
Yeah.
So sometimes songs are written different ways. Here's a piece of paper with a riff, or here comes a riff in the rehearsal, or here's a demo with almost the whole song, or here's a chart from each one of us. We all have different ideas that we give to each other, but sometimes we write a whole song together. And Atomic Age is one of those songs. And it seems to resonate with the fans, too. So that tells you something about collaboration, right?
I mean, it's an amazing song from the start to the end. There's so much going on, and it really feels a collective effort.
Exactly.
It doesn't pull in any way. It's just there in the middle where everybody shines.
Exactly. And it also it takes a nice ride, right?
Indeed. You really bring you to a trip to this future New York, dystopian New York, or simply past New York in the dystopian that was the 20s, the 30s, the 40s.
The Atomic Age, the 1950s,
age.
1960s, all of it, yeah.
Indeed, and that's really tough about your city. So I understand that you are maybe waiting for your tracks very soon, but I still have a last question.
Sure.
Now, you come in Europe first time in 2018 for the Roadborne Festival, and you have been touring a lot in Europe, really. I mean, so I saw you already 2 times in Copenhagen, and I know you played at least for a concert here. How does it feel coming from New York, something so American and so special city, to old Europe, and how people receive your music?
I mean, Europe is amazing. Europe really likes our music. And, you know, we have a strong connection with European history, of course, in the USA, you know. And us, Zachary, Kenny, and myself, also, we love medieval things, and we love heavy metal, right? You know?
Right.
So, I mean, nothing's more medieval than Europe, right? You know, and
Yes.
and it's all over the place everywhere we go. So it inspires us a lot, and the people. I mean, we just connect with people all over. I mean, we've been to 50 different countries, you know, and we've been all over Europe. You know, and we even played in Russia and Belarus, and you know, connecting with so many people, especially in the East too. You know, we've been to Romania and Hungary, and we've been to Bulgaria too. You know, and that all such amazing experiences.
Yeah, and especially East Europe is still like a young area for metal, so you have really first, second generation people that are really getting into now because they can finally.
Oh, right, exactly, yeah.
So
yeah.
it's still very lively, and they still have a lot of wish for people like you to go there and reach them.
Oh, yeah, and also the festivals in Europe are really cool.
Yeah.
Because half of them are medieval. And so, you know, some of them are in castles and forts, and, you know, the ones in the UK are medieval tents, and, you know, and so we just love playing those medieval festivals, and also the catering, you know, like the food, the catering is like...
We have some other
the catering.
people, the catering. See, we talk about food and then pop up.
No, but it's true. Listen, we can agree that food is important, right?
Absolutely, it's part of culture, and it's part of
Italy, right?
Yeah, I'm Italian, so
Food is pretty important, and so the catering, we always look forward to different food that we get to eat around Europe.
right.
Yeah.
So if you would have a time machine, the 50s, the 60s are great in Atomic Age, but you would go back when medieval.
I might go medieval just so I could go to like you know, Middle Europe and just eat big plates of meat all the time, you know, because that's my favorite.
You have to be rich for that. At
Yes.
that time, it was a rich thing.
Only the wealthy ones were eating all that meat. Exactly.
Otherwise, it's beans.
Yeah, like, you know, like the Ottoman Empire, right? It was the rich ones eating the meat, right? But that whole Central Europe is fascinating.
So great, and I mean, there could be much to talk about.
We've had some great food in Italy too, of course.
yeah.
Even in the gas station.
And you were in Bologna.
Even in the gas
Even in the
station,
gas
I
station.
can get a fontina sandwich, you know?
Yes.
Right?
And you were in Bologna, if I well remind, when you passed by Italy.
That's
so
right, that's right.
A lot of meat there.
Yes.
Very good meat.
Good to know.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time. Great concert. Thanks for your album. And we look forward to meet you soon. We wish you the best, and we thanks for your music.
Thank you. It was my
Thank you.
pleasure. Thanks for having us. Okay,
And
cool.
that's how it's done. See?
That was good, right?
I believe it's so. Let's see the video.